Right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So apparently Francis Ngannou was on steroids for the Tyson Fury fight. This has been confirmed by the boxing heads, and that's the reason why he went the distance with Tyson Fury. That's the reason why he was able to knock down Tyson Fury, and he was cheating. So Francis Ngannou went the distance with Tyson Fury because he took steroids, and it enabled him to go the distance. That is the new thing right now with the boxing heads. I want to know what you think about that. Absolutely crazy statements to make. I've got something to tell you here, guys, and I'm going to break it to you. Every single athlete, top athlete in the sport of combat sports, cycling, ping pong, is on steroids. Every single last one of them. I know that's going to come a shock to a lot of people. Tyson Fury failed the test for steroids years ago. Of course, Francis Ngannou is on steroids. John Jones is on steroids. Conor McGregor is on steroids. The top ping pong athlete of the world is on steroids. And this is the thing that's always brought up when there is a great upset in sport. They always go to the steroids. They're on steroids. Of course he's on steroids. What are we here? Are we stupid here? Of course Francis Ngannou is on steroids. He was even on steroids in the UFC with the Golden Snitch, Jeff Nowitzki, with USADA. If somebody wants to know what steroids are like, or the world of steroids, I think you call the documentary Icarus, and it's on Netflix, and it's about a guy who completely exposes the world of steroids and how the people taking steroids and the scientists making the steroids and the scientists supporting athletes on steroids are 100 steps ahead of the people trying to catch the athletes taking steroids. The whole world is on steroids. The American people are on steroids. They inject their meat with that many chemicals and whatever that by the time a 5-year-old in America, by the time somebody's 5 years of age in America, they've got a beard. Of course, these athletes are on steroids, but it's an even playing field of steroids. It's just a thing that in sports people say, well, this is a clean sport. I'm going to bring in USADA, WADA. I'm going to bring in one of these bodies that come in, to test our athletes. Conor McGregor's chin has grown tenfold since 2015. What do you think that is? Do you think he's doing chin workouts? I don't know. I've heard a few stories coming from a boat. He could have been doing a few chin workouts. But what I'm trying to say is more than likely it's not his chin workouts that are making his chin bigger. He's taking HGH, human growth hormone, which grows everything. And you're going to say, well, Ronan, how are they getting away with this here? This is terrible. The sport, this is terrible for the sport. No, it's not, because I want there to be a time where people come into sports with the arms of a gorilla, the speed of a cheetah. I was going to say a chili there. The speed of a cheetah, and the intelligence of every combat sports athlete that's ever lived. Because the more there is of that, the better entertainment there is for me, and the better I can commentate on it because it makes it a better spectacle. Tyson Fury is completely roided to the gills. You're going to look at him and you're going to say, well, that guy's not taking steroids. Of course he is. Just because you don't look like the Hulk doesn't mean that you don't have the abilities of the Hulk. Francis Ngannou is genetically gifted. Tyson Fury's got the genetics of a whale. He's admitted that himself. There's all types of steroids out there. EPO to raise your cardio, like TJ Dillashaw was taking. Diuretics for weight cutting. We don't have to worry about that in the heavyweight division, especially in boxing. All different types of stuff, even just your bog standard testosterone. The science into cheating in sports is far greater than the science to catching cheats in sports. It's 100 times greater, and this is the thing that we don't want to talk about. Most Premier League football players are completely roided to the gills. Icing Lewandowski one season, this is no joke, You know, the striker, is he still striking for? Is he still a striker for Bayern Munich? I don't know. I don't know where he's went to. Phenomenal striker. The guy was brilliant, and that guy must have put on at least a stone and a half of muscle within the space of a 3-month period. Not just fat, but shredded to the gills, where his delts were popping out. It looked like he was going to. It looked like that he was training to be a bodybuilder. That's not possible without steroids, unless you're some genetically gifted alien from the planet Zog. So I need for you to understand this, that every top athlete, every athlete that we watch in sports is taking some types of performance enhancing drugs. And that is a fact. You cannot dispute that. And I won't even listen to an argument against that. I've just laid out my argument. Debunk Conor McGregor's jaw. That guy is completely juiced to the gills, and rightly so. I'm glad he's juiced to the gills. The guy broke his leg, and he needs to fix that ASAP. And what's going to fix that? Science. He's not going to let anything get in the way of him becoming, coming back and having fights or whatnot and making more money. He wants to fight, so I promote people taking steroids. Fair play to them. I would too. It is what it is. Think about this here. If little Johnny in the gym to put on 4 stone in the space of 2 years and got his hands on some dodgy testosterone can take steroids, do you not think that the top guys in sports can take steroids? What's inhibiting you from thinking that they are is the testing. I need you to understand this. It's the biggest load of bollocks you'll ever hear in your whole entire life. The testing is shit. Yes, USADA went full whack in and they were testing people left, right, and center. They tested Conor McGregor at 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever. But trust me whenever I say this, these guys know ways. They've got blockers. There's certain blockers. Half the time you don't even pop for the actual steroid. You pop for the blocker that you've took to stop people knowing what you're taking. And the blockers are always getting updated. So then it's very, very hard for them to get caught. When John Jones was pulsing, that was a picogram. Do you even understand how small a picogram is? It's like we're getting into the levels of atoms here. That was cocaine he took in Japan in 2008. That's what was in his system. I need you to know this because it's very important that you know this, that they're all on steroids. And it's completely wrong to turn around and try to say that Francis Ngannou put on the performance that he did because of just steroids. Steroids were about 10% of it. I rewatched that fight 3 times. Francis Ngannou arguably won that fight. Tyson Fury was tired. Tyson Fury didn't know what to do. He was stunned. He was put to the ground. Yeah, did he touch Francis Ngannou a lot more? He probably did. He glanced him with his glove a lot more. But Francis Ngannou landed more damage. And he caused more damage. And for me, in a boxing match, which is supposed to be considered a fucking fight, to give it to Tyson Fury because he touched them more. Okay, fair enough. Have it your way. That's fine. No worries. But yeah, I need you to know that every single person in the world that's in the top echelons of sport, even the bottom echelons of sport, fucking pool, people who play pool are on some types of steroids or some type of performance enhancing drug to make them better. And that is a fact.